Yeah. Our top story, Representative Ilhan Omar. You can expect to see her back in your news feeds today.
That's right. This morning, she's still refusing to talk about claims that she used campaign funds to carry on an affair with a political consultant. Kaya is bringing us up to speed on what's happening. So, Kaya, there seems to be a lot of layers to this one.
Yes, and that's because at the same time, Representative Omar has apparently received yet another death threat. She tweeted a photo of a printed paragraph and it mentions the Minnesota State Fair. Again, this comes as questions fly in about her personal life. Here's the background on that. So yesterday, a conservative group filed a complaint with the Federal Election Commission. It accuses Omar of using campaign money to pay for personal travel to visit a married man. That man, Tim Minette, is a political consultant. Records show that Omar's campaign paid the company he works for more than $200,000 for consulting work. It includes more than $20,000 in travel. Omar denied dating anyone outside her marriage, but refused to comment further.
If Ilhan Omar carried on an affair, the question is going to be whether the consultant was conducting normal, documented work at a market rate. If he was, then I don't think there's going to be a legal or ethical question. There may well be political challenges.
Despite all of this, Representative Omar is sticking with her schedule. She's holding another event today in Minneapolis, a town hall on maternal health. Gia, Chris?
Yeah, Kaya, we'll be watching this one closely. Thank you.